And now, for all you maskaholics out there, it's time for today's Creepy Cheapies, where we look for the best and affordably priced masks, starring Dr. Lady. I'm Karl Butanina-Deluski, and tonight's mask really is a cheapie. It really is a cheap one. It's the Vampire Skull. What? The Vampire Skull. From Rubies. Today it's from Rubies. Now the Vampire Skull started out many years ago, designed and sculpted by the fabulously creative and talented and very cool Ray Hikus. Ray came out with this thing, I think, originally around 1990, at which time it was available through his own line of masks from his own company, American Mask and Novelty. When that company folded, some of the molds and the designs went to Mask Illusions, which was then in turn purchased by Rubies Costumes. So now this is part of the Rubies line, and in fact it's engraved here, or embossed I should say, with Rubies Costume Company 2010 on the back. But don't be fooled by that 2010. It's actually the design. The mask has been around much longer than 2010, but that's when this mold was made. We can safely declare that to be the case. As you can see, it looks pretty much like an ordinary skull, except it has these disturbingly long canines. You see those? He has some sharp teeth right there, which makes it an interesting, more of a character than just another skull. Can you see that? See, if I put it there, you can't. Yeah, I need it back here. It's better, isn't it? Yeah. Thank you for telling me. Now the paint on it is kind of minimal, but that's okay, and that's all it needs, really, to look decent. And in fairness to Rubies, let me point out that the one that they show in their catalog photo also is painted very plainly and doesn't have a lot of detail on it. So what you see is what you get with this mask. Now, as I've said about other skull masks, one reason I like them is that if you don't want to wear it and be a vampire Grim Reaper in this case, you can still just set them on a shelf or a tabletop or some such and use them as props if you stuff some paper in there. Now, rather than literal paper, I've stuffed this one with plastic grocery bags like you get at places like Malwart and Kroger's and places like that. They're my favorite things to stuff masks with. People used to use newspaper a lot, but it's nasty and it's kind of stiff and it gets ink all over the place, so I prefer these grocery bags that you get at Kroger's and Walmart, and let's see, where else? The dollar store and the Food Town and all those places. And then I have a piece of black felt behind the eye holes, or at least it felt like felt. Yeah. Now, as for the plastic bags, how do I have so many that I can stuff all these masks? Because, you know, between the masks I make and the ones I buy and the ones I resell and the ones I sell, and etc., etc., a lot of masks pass through here. So where do I get all these bags? Well, take notes here, because this is where you can learn a valuable tip. Have your friends save their grocery bags for you, and every so often they give you a big sack stuffed full of grocery bags that you can use to stuff your mask of choice. That's my helpful hint there. Now, the Ray Hikus Vampire Skull really is a cheap one. It sells for a suggested retail of $22 to $25. That's pretty cheap. Don't pay more than $30. No, if you see one selling more than $30, don't buy that one. You can find it cheaper than that. You can do better than that, because you can find it online from various sources for in the neighborhood of $22 to $24, $25, somewhere in there. And if you want it to be more detailed than this, you could always add a little more shading here and there and make the contours pop a little more than they do, but it kind of doesn't need it. It kind of works just as it is. It's pretty decent quality. At least all the ones I've seen have been decent quality, especially when you consider how low the price is. And it says right on here, Mask Illusions, a division of Rubies Costumes. And there you have it, Vampire Skull. Good as a prop, good to wear, not good to eat. Good to the last prop. Yeah, that's it. Did I say that right?